How long can a life change? A year? A day? An hour? Sometimes, the quietest moments leave the deepest echoes because freedom rarely arrives as we imagine. Sometimes, it arrives only long enough to reveal who we truly are. There are moments that divide a life into before and after, not because the world has changed, but because we suddenly discover something long hidden within ourselves. Louise Mallard had long been considered delicate. Her family watched over her carefully. Her heart, they believed, could not endure sudden sorrow. And so, when news arrived that her husband had been killed in a railway accident, they chose their words with extraordinary care. Her sister Josephine spoke gently. A family friend remained nearby. Neither wished grief to become something worse. Louise listened quietly. Then she wept, not with restraint, not with dignity, but with the honest sorrow that follows genuine loss. For Brentley Mallard had never been cruel. He had never sought to make her unhappy. He had simply lived within the ordinary expectations of his age. And so had she. When the first storm of grief had passed, Louise climbed slowly to her room. She wished to be alone. Outside the open window, the afternoon continued without concern. Fresh leaves stirred in the spring air. Distant voices rose from the street below. Somewhere nearby, someone sang. Life continued exactly as it always had. And for the first time, Louise noticed it. She sat quietly, breathing, listening, waiting for thoughts she herself could not yet understand. At first, she resisted them. They seemed impossible, almost shameful, yet they returned again and again. A single word formed silently within her mind: free. She did not mean free from love, nor free from memory, nor even free from sorrow. She meant something more difficult to name. For years, her life had been shaped by duties, expectations, and quiet obedience. Decisions had always belonged to someone else. Now, for the first time, the future appeared to belong to her alone. She imagined ordinary days, morning sunlight, books left open, walks taken without permission, small choices made simply because they were hers. Nothing extraordinary, only a life that finally belonged to the person living it. Outside, the spring breeze continued moving through the trees. Inside, something equally gentle had begun moving within Louise herself. Not rebellion, not triumph, awakening. She whispered the word again, free, and with it came not excitement, but peace. The years ahead, once imagined as obligation, now appeared as possibility. Then, without warning, the front door opened. Brentley Mallard entered the house. He had never been upon the train. The accident had nothing to do with him. He stood bewildered, still carrying his traveling bag, unable to understand why every face had suddenly changed. Louise looked toward him. The future she had only just discovered closed as quickly as it had opened. Moments later, her heart failed. The doctors, arriving afterward, believed they understood. They declared that she had died from overwhelming joy, the joy of seeing her husband alive. But there are truths that remain invisible to those who never ask the right questions. The world believed it understood Louise. It knew her marriage, her manners, her responsibilities. It had never known her interior life. For the deepest revolutions often leave no visible marks. They occur quietly, within a single heart, long before the world ever notices. And perhaps the briefest experience of freedom can reveal more about a human life than years of quiet obedience.
Kate Chopin's story endures because it refuses easy judgment. Louise was not heartless, nor was Brentley a villain. Instead, the story of an hour asks us to consider how even the gentlest expectations can quietly shape an entire life. As we continue our journey through the social shackles, ask yourself how much of your identity belongs to you, and how much has been quietly written by expectation. Because sometimes, the strongest walls are not built of stone. They are built from the stories the world tells us about who we should be. And sometimes, the longest journeys take only an hour.